Good day to all our guests and participants joining us from different parts of the world. Welcome to today's webinar organized by Natural Remedies in association with Camden Trading Group. I am Dr. Shiva Reddy, Country Manager from Natural Remedies. Before we begin today's discussion, let me take through the journey of Natural Remedies. Natural Remedies began its journey in 1950 with a vision towards natural healthcare solutions. Over the decades, we strengthened our foundation through world-class R&D, advanced manufacturing, and global expansion. From becoming India's leading veterinary herbal healthcare company to reach 50, 44, 45 plus countries and entering the US market in 2024, our journey reflects continuous innovation, scientific excellence, and commitment to animal health. Our vision, we harness nature, apply science for health and happiness sustainably. Today, Natural Remedies is not only an Indian company, it is a true global organization with presence across multiple countries. Along with innovation, Natural Remedies strongly focuses on global quality and compliance standards. We are certified under internationally recognized ISO standards. Our laboratories are NABL and GLP certified, which ensuring scientific accuracy and reliability. In addition, our products meet global market requirements with certifications including kosher, halal, EU organic, and USDA organic. With this introduction, I would like to request Dr. Kim from Camden Trading Group to lead from here. Thank you. Over to
Thank you,
you,
Dr.
Dr.
All right, thank you, Dr. Siva. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. I am an animal nutritionist and currently working as a technical manager of the Camden Trading Group, and we are the business partner of Natural Remedies in the Philippines. My name is Kim Salvador, and for today's session, I will be your moderator. Before we start, here are some reminders. First, participants are requested to remain muted throughout the session. Questions can be submitted anytime during the Q&A at the chat section. And finally, the webinar recording and the e-certificates will be shared later with the registered participants. And with that, let's begin. It is my pleasure to introduce our first speaker for today's webinar. He's a veterinarian with a PhD in microbiology, specialized in animal health, nutrition, and applied microbiology. He currently serves as a technical deputy manager at FarmFace and VAPP, where he is involved in the development of innovative solutions across animal health and nutrition. Throughout his career, Dr. Gabriel has worked extensively on projects related to gut health, microbiota modulation, and nutritional strategies aimed at improving animal performance and reducing reliance on antibiotics. His work combines scientific research with practical applications in the field. He also has strong experience in international regulatory frameworks and product development, contributing to the translation of scientific evidence into viable nutritional and health solutions. Today, he will share his insights on heat stress on higher returns, smarter nutrition for layer performance. Uh, with that, may we welcome Dr. Gabriel Moyano. Dr. Gabriel, the virtual stage is yours.
Okay. Thank you for the introduction. It's a pleasure for me. Can you hear me properly?
Yes, doctor, you're audible.
Yes. Okay. So it's a pleasure for me to be here and to join to be part of this nice session. I'm sharing my screen. Please confirm that you can see
Yes, you can see, doctor.
now in my presentation format. Yeah. Yes, you can.
Not. Please have it on full screen, doctor.
It's not full screen. Okay.
Not yet. Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Mm. Okay, now you will have it on full screen.
Not yet, doctor. Maybe
Not yet?
it's still loading, maybe.
Okay.
Can you click on the
Yeah,
cursor,
I
I mean
already
icon?
clicked. Yeah. Okay. Wait, I click it again. Now, yes.
Not. Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Now it's on full
Okay.
screen. Yeah,
Sorry for
please
the
proceed.
it's always
No problem.
the problem of direct presentation. So thank you for the invitation. It's a pleasure for me to be here. Also, it's a pleasure to collaborate with Natural Remedies. That I know them for the last 6 years, and it's always a pleasure to collaborate and to speak in the same session than them. So today we will speak about heat stress to higher returns, smarter nutrition for layer performance. For us in Spain, heat stress occurs only 3 to 4 months every year because heat stress for laying hen occurs when temperatures are higher than 25 to 30 degrees, and also humidity will reduce this ratio. So if you have high humidity temperature at around 23, 24, are starting to be a problem. And what happens? It reduces the flock performance and welfare. In Europe, welfare also in the rest of the countries, but here the legislation is super strict. So welfare for us is very important. And if you don't act to control it, you may have higher mortality, but also big economic losses. We will review the heat stress problem. We will discuss about nutritional strategies, the performance and returns, and some conclusion and take-home points for the audience. Heat stress impact. One main important thing to have in mind is when you have heat stress, you will stop eating, you will eat much less. It may reduce it to 20% less, which is a huge reduction, and you will drink more. If you drink more, 5 times more, you will disbalance the equilibrium between all the vitamins, all the energy, the protein from the feed, and also the amino acid, but some vitamins. You will disbalance. The animal will be disbalanced. So you must know what is the reduction on the feed intake to reformulate all the formulas. This will affect the egg weight and also the cell quality. And the animals laying hens don't sweat, so they start to eliminate the heat, the extra temperature, by painting listless and start breathing, moving around the cage, and try to reduce the temperature to cool the body. This will cause heat exhaustion, but also problems with the immunity, will affect the efficacy of vaccines, and will affect the efficacy of the immune system of the animal. And here you have a graphic. As you can see, above 25 degrees, the egg ratio and the egg mass will go down. Here you have traditional or indigenous lines, small dots, and you have here brown and white commercial lines. You see that the indigenous lines will decrease faster, but the The white commercial lines and the brown commercial lines are affected around 25 to 27 degrees will start to be affected. The same for the egg mass. It's not it would affect the size, but also the number of eggs. And the problem are economical mainly. You may control it, you may stop the mortality or reduce the mortality, but you still have financial problems, financial hits. Let me put the pointer. Yeah. There are some studies that about the cost of heat stress in the United States that the figures are crazy, but you have hidden costs. Now I don't know the situation in other parts of the world, but here the reposition of the new animals are expensive. The avian flu affected Europe a lot, so mortality is higher than the past, and the capacity of replace the animals is low. Also, you have costs on the eggs that broke. Also, cost on the energy, fans, sprinklers. It will increase the energy cost and the water cost. And sometimes you just calculate the number of eggs that you are losing, but not this hidden cost that will represent more even than the eggs that you are losing. But also it's an opportunity because nutrition can help you to mitigate the heat stress. And the good of heat stress is you can when the high temperatures will arrive. It's not something that is surprise, like an outbreak of a disease, or you can advance yourself and be prepared for the heat stress season. Apart from cooling and a good management, prepare the facilities. You must adapt a protocol of different nutritional adjustments. You should reduce the metabolic heat, ensure nutrient intakes. Animal will eat less. Maintain acid-base balance. If the animal breathes more, the body will have problems with the acid balance. The body will be more alkaline than it should be. So you need to take this in account also for the feed, and support with resilience, adaptation, and this immune function. How we can work with the energy density, with the equilibrium of protein and synthetic amino acid, electrolytes, water is super important, vitamins, trace minerals, and also feed additives. We should increase dietary energy as they are eating less. We should be sure that we are apporting enough energy. Also, fat in this case provide high calories with low heat increment. The protein, the crude protein, extra crude protein is one of the main sources of metabolic heat. Optimize feed form. If you are at 30 degrees, what you want to eat is ice cream, as humans. So for the lane hens, it's similar. If you have the same meal, same kind of feed every day, they are looking at you. You look at it and say, okay, I prefer to be here, lay down, breathe, and try to eliminate this internal heat. So if you can work on palatability and on the physical aspect of the feed to optimize to improve consumption in heat, it is nice, and also organize the feeding schedule during the cooler hours. Sometimes people are not at the farm at the cooler hours, but still you need to work with the light and with the temperature. Try to boost the feed intake during cooler hours. Vitamin C and E vitamin C, natural or synthetic, play an important role reducing the stress and also reducing the oxidative, facilitating reducing the internal oxidation of the animals. Free radicals are created during stress, and these antioxidant vitamins help to reduce the stress of the animals. Ensure to supply enough complex B vitamins. As animals are eating less, body will synthesize less vitamins of this complex. So it's important to be sure that the animals are receiving enough vitamin B complex and also vitamin A, that is important for immunity, also for mucosal health, and it may in chronic stress it also play an important role. For vitamin D3 and calcium, we are working a lot on these two ingredients now, because are critical for the cell quality and also for the to increase the viability of the hen on the time. We are using hens of 100 weeks or even more. So the correct supply of vitamin D and calcium is super important, and also the absorption. And for the trace minerals and natural antioxidant is the same. Be sure that the animal is receiving enough of what it needs, because they are eating less. As I said, proteins are a problem because it creates they create the main source of metabolic heat. So maybe you can adapt the amount of crude protein and to improve the balance with essential amino acids. It may increase the cost of the formula, but as we have mentioned, they will eat less. So if you know your cost of production, the amount of feed that they are eating, you can adapt to be more precise on the formula and work with a good balance of crude protein and also essential amino acids. Also, work, as we mentioned, with the calcium levels and the phosphorus. If the intake is reduced, cell quality can be affected. Cool, clean water. This is something that if you are giving cool and clean water to your laying hens, everyone answer yes. You go to the farm and you see the pipes out of the building with the sunlight direct to them, and you measure the temperature of the water and it's 30 degrees. So it's not cool. And then if you check the quality and the aspect, you have an acid water or an alkaline water, you have you have E. coli, bacteria, and you have to remember that they may eat 5 times more. So it's important to control the quality of the water. As I said, the painting causes CO2 loss and blood alkalosis. So the sodium potassium chloride balance is super important. You need to work with this electrolytes and try to reduce the dietary electrolyte balance, and to have it controlled under 250 milliequivalents per kilo. Feeding additives. We know and we use different feed additive and natural innovative solutions. We use choline, natural sources of choline, because they don't affect to the chloride and other parts of the formula. So we are using choline as a methyl donor to also control the handling of the energy, and it would affect the quality. Probiotics and prebiotics, herbal and phytoadditive, different alternatives in the market can help you to improve adaptation of the animal. These adaptogens work quite nice during heat stress, and it's the use of this one is very accepted during heat stress season here in Spain. Also, innovative calming additive. If you have a nervous animal that is not able to adapt to the heat, because in some farms, you are not able to reduce temperatures less than 27, 28 degrees. With the high humidity in your case is even a higher problem. So reduce this corticosterone in the saliva. Try to improve adaptation to this new situation, and calm the animal will help them to eat more and to adapt more to the situation. So you will also improve the egg mass more than the egg quality. You will have a better recover a little bit of the egg mass. So as a summary, you can work on the energy of the formula. You can optimize proteins and amino acid. You can work with the acid balance, vitamins and antioxidants, and use different adaptogens or sorts of choline to improve the feed conversion, the egg mass, and overall improve the resilience. As a conclusion, heat stress is predictable. If you are surprised because you are going to have heat stress, you only have to check your phone or to check see on the weather forecast, and you will know when the heat stress will arrive. So this is something that is not a surprise. Oh, I haven't prepared my strategy to control heat stress. It's impossible. You should work on it. It has economic returns because if you check how animals, because also with this nervousness that I mentioned, they will throw out of the feed. So if you make figures, control your cost, you will see that the strategy of controlling heat stress is profitable. You should have resilient lawyers, reduce mortality, and extend lifespan of the animal. And you must follow an integrated approach. If you only control the protein, I only put vitamin C in summer because it's cheaper. Okay, you are throwing vitamin C, and you are not doing anything, because if you don't go to the farm, check that the coolers work, control the quality of the water, include additives, or improve the choline and the adaptogens. You should have an integrated approach to really control heat stress. And from my side, this is all. Thank you very much for listening, and open to questions.
Thank you very much, Dr. Gabriel, for that insightful presentation. Your practical insights on smarter nutritional strategies for layers were extremely valuable. Now, before we proceed with the question and answer portion, we have a poll that will be flashed on the screens of our participants. Yeah, it should be flashing now. And for our participants, kindly answer the two questions in the poll. I myself am answering right now. Yep. And after answering, we can proceed with the question and answer portion. Now, while waiting for the questions of our participants, Dr. Gabriel, I myself have some questions, if you don't mind. Yeah, so first, you talked about having a lower protein level in times of like in summer periods. My question is, what are would there be, of course, there will be benefits, but are there also limitations in doing such adjustments in the formulation, having low protein and amino acid fortified diets during the hot weather?
So the question is about limitations, or the question?
Yeah. What
Well,
are the benefits and the limitations of doing this?
okay. Well, giving extra crude protein to the animal that they are not gonna use it, they are gonna eliminate in the feces, is a waste of money. That's the first thing to have clear. If you are supplementing enough protein to the animals, this is the best strategy. You know your genetic lines, you know the mix of the ingredients in the feed, and the close you are to the ideal protein route. if you are not, you should know how much feed they are eating less, how the feed intake is reduced, and you must adapt your formula. If you are able to cover the needs of the animal with crude protein, even if they reduce the intake, it's okay. But sometimes you need to compensate some of the amino acids because they to be closer to the ideal protein concept. It depends on the local cost, on the access to the synthetic amino acid, on the cost of the synthetic amino acid, on the cost of the raw materials. So the 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 variables are big and even individual to each company and even to each region, each farm. So it's difficult to answer. The risk is to give less protein and to reduce the number of eggs, but the temperature will is already doing this. So it depends on the information you have from the field.
Of course, of course. Thank you, Dr. Gabriel. And so in the Philippines, it's summer season right now. And aside from having problems because of the temperature, our farmers are also facing issues with the low price of the eggs because during summer season, prices are low in the Philippines for eggs. My question is, what would be the most cost-effective nutritional interventions that our customers can do, especially the layer farms during this season?
For me, I would start. Well, the cheapest one is to assure the quality of the water. If you have good quality of the water, they will drink happily and they will eat more. But for me, ensure that they are not wasting feed. The waste of feed is the main loss. If you help the hens to adapt to the heat stress and increase feed conversion and increase egg mass, you will have bigger return. So for me, the main strategy is to know how much they are eating. Go to the farm. Sometimes the formulator, the nutritionist, stay at the office. You need to go to the farm, speak with the farmer, if it's possible, and know. Well, the silo in winter and it's empty in 2 weeks, and now it's 2 weeks and 4 days. This information is one of the most valuable things because you are not just there eating a little bit less, and you can recalculate this. Then, if you help them to adapt, you and they recover the feed intake, you will see this feedback because the animal, if not, you are throwing money.
Yeah, that's very practical, Dr. Gabriel. Thank you. And so for our participants in this webinar, if you have any questions, please do send them at the chat box. Otherwise, we can also have the questions submitted to Dr. Gabriel after the session. So, for my last question, Dr. Gabriel, since you mentioned and you presented about the different nutritional strategies or interventions that we can do to combat heat stress, which combinations of these nutritional additives would produce the synergistic effects rather than being redundant in terms of supplementation?
Well, for me, the natural options, the natural sources of choline are very interesting, and the cost and return of investment is oops, the cost and return of investment is good, and also balance the adaptogens are the two natural strategies that I would follow that we are following.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Gabriel.
Thank
Um,
you.
yeah, so at this point, we will proceed to our next speaker. Thank you very much, Dr. Gabriel, for your insightful presentation again. And
Thank
then,
you.
yep, sure. Now, moving to our second technical session, it is my privilege to introduce our next speaker. So he is the senior veterinary professional with a DVM, CCSHAU in India, specialized in poultry science and animal nutrition, and MBA in marketing from Symbiosis, also in India. He is globally recognized phytogenic expert in Indian traditional medicine systems with over 20 years of experience in animal health and nutrition. He is currently serving as the Vice President in International Business at Natural Remedies, leading global phytogenic solutions across poultry, swine, and ruminants. He is an expert in phytogenic feed supplements, gut health, immunity, and techno-commercial business development. He has traveled across more than 60 countries and actively spreading phytogenic knowledge in more than 40 countries worldwide. He's a former member of FEFANA in Belgium and IFIF in Germany, with certification from Copenhagen Business School in Denmark. He is also an international speaker and panelist at global webinars promoting the vision of healthy animals, healthy people, and happy society. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Dr. Ganesh K. Saini. Dr. Ganesh, good afternoon.
Very good afternoon, Dr. Kim. Thanks for your nice introduction. And so, with your kind permission, I will share my screen. I hope my screen is visible.
It's currently loading, Dr. Ganesh. Maybe in a few seconds it will be visible. Yeah, there you go. And
Okay.
you can put it on full screen. There you go.
Is it full screen now?
Yes, it is. Please go ahead.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. So, thank you very much, Dr. Kim, for providing this platform to me. It's an honor and privilege for me. So, whatever the limited knowledge and experience I have, I will try to share with all my global audience. So, we can see, friends, heat stress, it's a everybody is aware of this terminology. It is not just a stress, I will say, it's a profit eater for all the farmers and major organizations who are involved in the monogastric business. So, what generally happens in the stress, especially I will highlight the heat stress. So the first one, the animal priority, it shift from production to survival. So as a body defense mechanism, so whenever any stress comes, so it is the survivability which takes the primary seat, and followed by the production and the reproduction. So it happens in every species. So first the like survival, our homeostasis, then followed by then the production drop happens, and then the reproduction happens. So same scenario, it is applicable in the poultry birds also. So whenever this heat stress, particularly if we speak, it affect the poultry bird at majorly four areas. So even like Dr. Gabriel also discussed in his earlier session. So first of all, the word reduce the feed intake, and there is more panting, metabolic acidosis, and the protein catabolism start happens. So this is the one of the specific hallmark of the heat stress. Second one is the oxidative stress. I can say this is even more dangerous because the symptoms, subclinical heat stress, the symptom happens at the oxidative stress, and we cannot see the damage caused by the subclinical. Third one is the calcium paradox, like during the heat stress, the eggshell thickness, the egg breakage, it increases a lot. Last but not the least, the gut matter, there is a leakage, leaky gut syndrome happens. So nutrients are not utilized properly, bird drink more water and have less feed. So this also leads to loose droppings. Many things Dr. Gabriel has already discussed. Just today we have taken only the white layer breeds which are available like Highline, Lawman, Dacob, Babcock, Isa White, and Bovans. Among all, the Bovans are the most sensitive, and the Lawman is the most sturdy breeds if we just highlight the heat stress. So compared to all the different parameters, I want to highlight here one thing, that is shell strength. So you can see the shell strength is severely affected in the Bovans, and it is least affected in the Lawman. And the other breeds like Highline, Declub, Babcock, and the Isa White, they are in the moderate range. So, if we see the suitability in the hot and humid climate, so we can say the number one choice can be Lawman in terms of choosing part, and the least one can be the Bovans, and the other breeds they come in between. So this is a reflection that if the customer is having which kind of breed, accordingly they can take care of the birds. So what are the physiological effect generally happens in the heat stress? We can see all the production parameters like egg production reduces, water intake increases, FCR reduces, and mortality due to heat stress. You can see normal is 2 to 4%, it increases to 4 to 8%. So these are some of the challenges happens during the heat stress. And like Dr. Gabriel has highlighted some of the recommended diet, like we should increase the energy from 2650, you can increase to 2750 to 2850 kilocalorie per kg. Crude protein we should reduce 1.5 to 2%, and fat we should increase at least to 2 to 3%. Calcium also we have to increase in our formulation at least 1.5 to 2%. Phosphorus in the similar proportion, and which is very important, that is DEB, dietary electrolyte balance, we have to maintain, especially in heat stress, up to 250. In addition, people can use electrolytes and vitamin C in the water, and only during the summer period. That means peak heat, that means in the afternoon. So electrolytes and vitamin C, generally it will useful if we use only during the afternoon, not in the diets. So this is how the chart which is showing that if we see the hot and humid rank, if we give, so the number one comes the Lawman, and the last comes the Bovans. In addition to that, in housing, we should maintain the temperature always less than 30 and humidity 70 degree. So if any farm, if it is a Ishi shed, already humidity is 70%, more than 70%, don't run the foggers. And air velocity, we should maintain minimum 2 to 3 minutes per second. One very important factor, which even Dr. Gabriel also highlight, the cheapest nutrient and the best ROI, it is the water. So water temperature should be ideal between 15 to 22 degrees Celsius. It should be ad libitum available, and the drinkers minimum 60 ml per minute. The flow of water should be there, and when the afternoon or the heat stress is there, it should be minimum 80 ml to 100 ml per minute should be the drinker water flow. This will give the ample water supply to the birds, and the heat stress can be minimized. So there are various methodologies how to counter it. People use osmoregulation products, people use immunomodulation, but still the challenge is still overlying on us, and the customers are facing the challenges. So this is a I can say maybe some part of the world it's a new science, but for Indian traditional medicine system, it's a well proven and very old science. That is the science of adaptation. So body try to have a homeostasis, that is called, that is equilibrium. But whenever heat stress comes, so there is an alarm phase happens. Bird try to resist that, but finally exhaustion happens, immunomodulation reduces, and the mortality happens. So what the adaptogen, as a adaptogens they are doing, they are try, it is a adaptive homeostasis. They will increase the endurance and the adaptogenic power of the bird. So despite the stress, bird able to cope up those stress. This is called heterostasis or adaptive homeostasis. So heterostasis is always increased by the adaptogens, especially the Amblyca officinalis, Withania somnifera, which is called Indian ginseng. So if the bird able to achieve heterostasis, then it able to have a higher protected baseline for the adaptation. So that means stress or the exhaustion is still present, but bird will not lose its production, reproduction, or the performance parameter. This is what one of the concept of heterostasis induced by some of the adaptogen proven in the Ayurveda. So there is a debate. Some people thinks like to counter heat stress, whether osmoregulation is a better choice or the thermoregulation is a better choice. See, friends, osmoregulation can be done with the synthetic compounds like betaine, hydrochloride, thermoregulation with some of the like synthetic vitamins, but vitamin C. But there is a limitation. Despite using that, people still the customer are still suffering. So what the expert recommends that we should use these supplements only during the summer, when the peak is there, that is afternoon period. So we should use during afternoon, especially between 2 to 11 to 4 p.m. 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. we should use these supplements in water. And then how, as a holistic scenario, how we can mitigate other kind of challenges, which is generally the heat stress, because when it comes with humidity it becomes even dangerous. So at Natural Remedies, our scientists, more than almost 30 years, we have developed a product called Phytocee, which is a natural defense enhancer. And we we have enough confidence and enough validation on our brands that we just tell to our customers that even I can say very high about the Phytocee, or you give to your birds, they may or may not, but the number of eggs, the quality of eggs, they will definitely tell how Phytocee able to reduce the stress. Their number, the eggs number will count, the eggs quality will count. Phytocee, we have almost, this is the most studied product in Asia. We have more than 130 scientific trials on this single product, 85 field trials, 12 global university scientific studies we have done, and 9 plus peer reviewed publications has been done. This product, Phytocee, not just a normal powder. So we call our product, it has been developed with a specialized technology. This is called standardized botanical powder. We call it SBP technology. Now we have moved from SBP 2.0 and we have developed a phytoprint technology. We know in our product how much the polar compounds are there, 20 to 25%, 12 to 20% mid polar compound, and the non polar compound 5 to 10%. Because of very high concentration of hydroactives, friends, it has a very strong or immediate systemic absorption, and products give its result within 7 to 10 days, even if you give the product through the feed. Generally, feed supplement product, they takes 2 to 3 weeks time, but Phytocee is an exception and can deliver results within 7 to 10%. This is the further breakup which can show how scientific scientifically the product has been designed, and each phytochemicals, we know which are the phytochemicals present in the product and which are giving a particular mode of action. So it's not just a powder, it's a botanical engineering done by our scientists, which comprises of 15% polyphenol, 12% polysaccharide, 6% bitters, alkaloids, flavonoids, and the saponin, which all put together, they gives adaptogenic and stress response, better immunomodulation, better antioxidation, and overall wellness and the performance. We measure every batch. So not only just we are using TLC, thin layer chromatography, or HPLC, high performance thin layer chromatography. In fact, we have moved to a new science called infrared analysis, where we are even checking the molecular structure and the bonding of the phytocompound, which is ensuring which particular phytocompound present in the product, in the finished product. And this is the reason our customer, our user, they get results every batch, every product. How the product is working, this is very, very powerful. So Phytocee, it is much beyond a thermoregulator. So how the product is working, it is primarily working as a adaptogen concept. It is increasing the endurance of the bird. How it is doing that? So it is giving a two-way shield to the birds and the animals. So number one is this is our CR, this is our stress hypothalamus pituitary axis, which is activated when any kinds of stressor comes, whether it is heat stress, transportation stress. Even in European countries, we have seen the winter stress. They will stimulate the hypothalamus in the brain and they will release CRF. So what the one major action Phytocee is doing, it blocks the release of CRHR1 receptor. So this is the first line of defense, first mode of action of the Phytocee. Second one, it stops the conversion of inactive cortisol to active form of cortisol or corticosterone through an enzyme called 11 beta HSD1. This is the second mode of action, the Phytocee second shield. So this is the enzyme called 11 beta HSD1, which is important for inactive form of cortisol to convert into active form of cortisol. If cortisol is released, we all know cortisol is a stress hormone. It will reduce the feed intake. It will reduce the FCR. It will reduce the egg production. All the performance parameters has been blocked. And not only this, it has been proven with the molecular docking studies also with our phytochemicals on these receptors. Going little deeper, how the product is working. One of the study we have done in University of Arkansas, where we have seen the product is working even at the leaky gut. So I will show in my coming slide. So another mode of action, which like I already discussed, the inactive form of corticosterone is converted into active form through 11 beta HSD1, which is blocked by Phytocee. This is the one of the strong mode of action of the product. This is the reason why the cortisol level it is reduced by the Phytocee when you give to whether broiler bird, layer birds, or even swine or the aquatic species. Another, we have seen a genetic nutrigenomic study, dose dependent study with our different extracts, and we found whenever the expression, the gene expression study of 11 beta HSD1, when the stress has been given, it has substantially increased. But by giving Phytocee, it has substantially bring down, and it has counter as a very strong antagonism, though the product is just a natural product. This is what I was studying, that this is the study done in the University of Arkansas in the US. So Phytocee dye, Phytocee, it's a dye which just to check the gut integrity. So Phytocee able to maintain the gut integrity because whenever heat stress comes, the not only bird reduce the feed intake, even the digestion also hampered, and because of high water intake, the ingredients are undigested and they go wasted. So this has happened because of the leaky gut also, and Phytocee prevent this. So how Phytocee, it modulates the bacteria, it strengthens the gut intestinal barrier, improves the immune system at the homeostasis level, and finally improve the production performance. Even we have seen the product at the molecular level, it improves the better calcium utilization. This is also one of the challenge in heat stress. The calcium deposition became poor because of the heat stress. So Phyto-C, it improves the calcium utilization and deposition on the eggshell, which ensure better eggshell quality. So Phyto-C not only improves the quantity of the egg, but also it will take care of the quality of the egg. Also, it will reduce the breakage and the shell defect. Again, these things has been proven on different biological activity of Phyto-C with the different target proteins available in the products like eugenol, withanolides, and the tannins and the hydrolyzable tannins and the phenolics. Uh, One of the very important study whenever there is a heat stress happens, be it human beings, broiler, layer, even swine, heat shock protein. So heat shock protein, HSP protein are very, very important. So we have seen that after giving Phyto-C, even the HSP, heat shock protein 70, their expression improves. So if the heat shock protein 70 expression improves, it improves the cellular protection. As I discussed, that cellular oxidation also one of the major challenge. So as a overall, it gives endurance, and also at cellular level, Phyto-C gives protection. So overall endurance at the body level and the protection at the cellular level ensured by the Phyto-C, which has improved, which has been proven in different studies. So let's quickly take you to some of the studies. This is a study which we did in Philippines. This is in Davao area in Syntec. So what we have seen that there is almost 2%, 1.6 to 2% improvement in the egg production, and mortality has been reduced by 0.5%. In addition to that, when we calculated the final ROI of this trial, so there is 1 is to 10 peso. So farmer has invested 1 peso, and in return he got 10 peso. So we can share this detailed study and the detailed trial because we have limited time, so I'm not explaining each and every study. So this is the nutshell that there is improvement in eggshell quality, there is improvement in egg production, mortality has been reduced, and the final outcome is hen day egg production has increased, and the ROI is 1 is to 10, which is a very, very strong and the prolific ROI for any layer customer. This is a study we have recently done in the Italy in Europe. So there is, I think, not only in Europe, in fact, in Southeast Asia. So even the tray size has been designed because of taking into consideration some particular egg size. So not very large size also appreciated by the customers, and even the smaller size. So they are not marketed. So the jumbo eggs, which the size of in this particular trial, the 70 more than 75 gram, so they have reduced by 24%, and the size which are 73 to 75 gram, it is reduced by 14%, and with size which is 63 to 73 gram, reduced by 4%. So that means any more than 60 gram egg the size has been reduced by Phytocee, and anything which is less than 60 gram, it is improved by Phytocee. This is something very, very miraculous study, and the customers are very happy in Italy after doing this study. So what will happen when your size of egg increases, your number of eggs increases. So it's not just a reduction in the size, but also it is improvement in the egg production. So let's see. This is the treatment period before Phytocee, and this is the Phytocee period. So if you see, the egg production was towards the declining trend, but after giving Phytocee, there is a strong jump in the egg production, and the mortality it has reduced. So that shows Phytocee not only optimizing the egg size, not very big eggs and not very small eggs, also improving the egg production, also reducing the mortality, finally improving the ROI of the customer. This is another study. In fact, thanks to Dr. Gabriel, he only did this study. Again, similar egg optimization. The jumbo eggs reduced by 24% and 14% and 4% increase in the large eggs. This is another study which we have done in Colombia. So here also we have found that the jumbo eggs and the extra large egg has been reduced, and the grading of the eggs, like smaller eggs, has improved. The production has improved, and the mortality it has reduced. The ROI is, there is 1:9 ROI. So we have seen in Philippines trial, there is 1:10 ROI, and in Colombia trial, there is 1:9 ROI. If we take the average also, almost 1:7, 1:8 ROI we can see in the product. This is another study we have done in Colombia, where we have found that this is the control group. Because of the stress, the production parameter production was much less than the standard, but after giving Phytocee, it is much ahead, and by 26th week it has reached to the standard production. Coming to the mortality percentage, also Phytocee also able to reduce the mortality in a significant time. This is another study which we have done in Thailand, one of the world's very big integrator, and which found it improves the hog unit eggshell thickness and better uniformity in the color. I understand Philippines doesn't have much brown color eggs, but yes, in case of breeders, it brings better hatchability, better reproductive parameter. Improvement in the hog unit, it indicates that there is a very, very strong ROI in terms of freshness of egg. Customer can store the egg for the longer duration. Uh, Coming to the doses, so we have optimized the doses as per the breed sensitivity, breed performance, breed behavior. For highline breed, if the temperature is 30 to 35 degrees Celsius and humidity is less than 70%, so we can go 400 gram per ton, Loman 500 gram per ton, Decap 300 gram per ton, Babcock 300, Isa White 400, Bovans 250. If the temperature is more than 35 and the humidity is more than 35, accordingly, the doses has been increased almost by 100 gram. So Phytocee is a holistic combination which work as a strong adaptogen endurance. Because of adaptogenic and endurance genic property, it will able to cope up the stress because sometimes if the farms are open, humidity is very high. Even in the closed shed, the humidity level will increase. In such scenario, you just don't need a osmoregulator or thermoregulator. You need a adaptogen concept, adaptogen product, endurance enhancer product, so that despite having the challenges, bird can acclimatize to those conditions, and Phytocee is the one of the best solution. And in this segment, thanks to all of you for making Phytocee world's number one product in adaptogenic segment. So Phytocee, if customer uses, so if you use it will not only improve the cell mediated immunity, improve the performance, resilience by improving adaptogen, and also improving the digestion by improving the leaky gut situation. And so we can say Phytocee, it's a holistic approach. It's a 4-in-1 product. So it's adaptogenic, it's an immunomodulator, it is anti-stressor, and proven antioxidant. So this is all from my side, friends. And for any questions, let's go to Dr. Kim and open. Let's start the question and answer session. Thank you
Thank
very much,
you.
Dr. Kim. I hope try to complete in the stipulated time. Sorry for little fast.
All right, no problem. Thank you very much, Dr. Ganesh, for that insightful presentation. Again, before we proceed to the Q&A, we will have a question posted on your screens. Kindly answer them before we proceed to the Q&A. And while our participants are answering the poll, and maybe they're typing their questions right now, I have some questions of my own, Dr. Ganesh. First one would be, how can Phytocee be because there are, as Dr. Gabriel mentioned, there are a lot of nutritional interventions that can be made during this hot season. How can Phytocee be positioned as part of a complete nutritional heat stress program rather than a standalone solution?
So, in fact, Dr. Kim, very nice and apt question you have asked. See, mitigating heat stress, you have to work three way. So, number one is the housing aspect. So, if your housing is open shed or the closed shed, if it is open shed, so you need to properly see how and when the curtains need to be open, when the airflow need to be checked. If it is a closed ventilated shed, then you have to check the fan speed. Coming to nutritional intervention, like Dr. Gabriel mentioned, we have to reduce the protein intake, improve the amino acids, and increase the energy balance. Coming to as a supplement, why I say Phytocee as a holistic combination? Because of the proven phytochemicals present inside the product. So it has a healthy balance of Hydra active, it has a healthy balance of Zen active and the Alk active. So Hydra active, if you see 20 to 25%, that means polar compound which are dissolved in the water. This will give an immediate effect and a kind of thermocooling. So when the phytochemicals which dissolved in water, they will give immediate effect, but they will flush out from the body also far. But you see how scientifically our scientist has designed, they have made a healthy proportion. They have kept mid-polar and the non-polar compound as well, so that some of the phytochemical remain inside the body. So they remain inside the body and give a immunomodulation and a adaptogenic effect. So anti-stressor effect coming through the hydraactive part, immunomodulation, adaptogenic concept coming through the non-polar and the mid-polar part.
Thank you, Dr. Ganesh. Just a follow-up question. So, because during this time, in the Philippines, our clients usually do adjustments in terms of vitamin C, using betaine, using sodium bicarbonate, and others. How would you recommend? What's your recommendation on the use of Phytocee along with these
Okay,
products?
very, very important question. So, Dr. Kim, I have observed many customers, they use sodium bicarbonate, but it is good to increase sodium bicarbonate like 1 kg to 2 kg per ton. But if you don't add potassium chloride, then it becomes a dangerous. So it will disturb your DEB. So if any customer they are using sodium bicarbonate, then potassium chloride should be mandatory. It has to be added in a 2:1 ratio. That is the one part. Second thing, people, like you mentioned, that people use vitamin C. The major limitation with vitamin C comes with its stability. And if you take it, even the phosphorylated form of vitamin C, even from very big MNCs, it has been found that they are not 100% stable and come at a very big cost. So, Phytocee with peace of mind 100% you can replace these synthetic kind of vitamins and what like my suggestion is that if customer want to use, they should use in the afternoon period during the day between 11 to 4 p.m. And in the peak summer, we have seen the best result of Phytocee when you give Phytocee in the morning feed. So between 5 to 9 a.m. If the bird he have its almost 70% feed also, it will give a very good hyperactives and it will give a strong protection at the body level as well as at the cellular level.
All right, thank you very much for clarifying that and answering extensively, Dr. Ganesh. With regards to the application of Phytocee, when would you recommend the use of Phytocee to begin before the onset of the hot season? And what is the dosage of your recommendation? And what would be the time needed for the customers or for the users to see an effect of Phytocee in their layer chickens?
Very nice question, Dr. Kim. In fact, this is the most frequently asked question by customers. After using how many days I will see the effect of the product. See, we calculate the MEC, that is minimum effective concentration, when our product will reach and it will give. So you see a 50-50 balance of hyperactive and the polar and the non-polar compound. So ideally, 2 weeks you will see a very good visible results by using Phytocee. But yes, from 7th to 10th day onward, you will see the Phytocee is giving result in its recommended doses. So we recommend minimum 10 to 14 days in advance when you are anticipating any stress, not only just heat stress. Suppose you know that the flock is about to slaughter and you have to take them to slaughterhouse, suppose on 15th of May. So you can start 1st of May giving Phytocee so that during the transportation stress also Phytocee give relief to the bird. So same with on the onset of heat stress, monsoon stress, winter stress. So take 2 weeks in advance.
Thank you, Dr. Ganesh. Now, before we conclude today's webinar, just one final question. What is one key message that would you like to share to our participants regarding today's webinar?
Friends, I can say that I will not say that the Phytocee is the only hallmark or just you use Phytocee and don't take care of. Whenever you are managing heat stress, and I know the Philippines and the Southeast Asian market, it's a tropical country. Humidity makes it more vulnerable to the birds. So a holistic combination, better housing environment, better water quality, better bird density, housing, the cleanliness of the water. Then nutritional intervention, you have to do reduce the protein, increase energy, especially fat, you have to increase 2 to 4%. And then you add a supplementation like Phytocee. So if you have this three-prong approach, then definitely you can manage heat stress very well. So Phytocee is one of the pillar in combating the heat stress in addition to the management and nutrition. That is the concluding remark, Dr. Kim, from our end.
All right, well said. Thank you very much, Dr. Ganesh, for those wonderful words. And thanks as well to Dr. Gabriel Moyano for joining us in today's webinar and for sharing your valuable expertise with us today. Also, our sincere thanks to all the participants for your kind participation. We hope that everyone has learned something valuable from today's session. A recording of this webinar will be available soon. We'll keep in touch with you. And just a quick summary, today's webinar clearly emphasized that effective heat stress management is not just about survival. It's about sustaining the immunity, improving productivity, and maximizing farm profitability. On behalf of Natural Remedies and the Camden Trading Group, thank you once again for joining us. We look forward to welcoming you again in our future technical webinars, and may everyone have a wonderful day ahead. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Namaste
Thank
from
you.
India. Thank you
Thank
very much,
you.
Dr.
Have a good
Gabriel.
day.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.